All right, we're back here in studio, so to speak, right, with AJ at Keyrenter, Provo, and St. George. We're here to talk property management again today. And last week, or at least a couple episodes ago, we talked about a couple different types of investors. We talked about Alan, the accidental investor. We talked about Patrick, who's the passive investor. And then we also talked about Ann, who is the active investor. And they have different roles and they're doing different things. But today I want to talk more about what we look for in all those three types of investors, because there are some certain characteristics that make a great investor or a great landlord with Keyrenter. Not saying that everyone has to be like this, but if you are, it makes your experience with property management so much better. And we're able to work with you a lot better too. So let's talk about that. So we use what we call the F.I.T framework, and that's F.I.T. And that's an acronym, as you could probably guess, meaning what are your financial expectations? What is the investment mindset you're going to use? And then the T is what are the targeted solutions you're trying to reach or to arrive at? And what's interesting is when we look at bringing on new investors and new owners, new landlords, we look at, specifically, do you understand pricing? How are you going to price this unit? Do you understand having maintenance reserves on hand? What's really important is, do you understand having a month? We actually recommend 3 months worth of reserves of rent. So in case there is an issue with the market, or in case the property doesn't rent for whatever reason for a while, you're not underwater and you're not scrounging for cash really quick to cover that investment. So are you aligned with what the financial expectations to own a property are? So we're going to look for that. So that means we're going to ask a lot of questions up front about you, about your property, and about what your goals are. Then we want to look at the investment mindset. Are you investment minded? Do you want to grow your portfolio, or do you want to keep it smaller? And there's no right answer there, but we do want to see an investment mindset. The biggest challenge we have with certain landlords is when they come in, they say, well, this was my grandma's house, or this was the house that I grew up in. So we're going to rent it now, but we want it to be exactly the way it was before we started renting it. And we're very emotionally tied to this house. We can never move, this wall here, or we can never change this paint color. That is going to be a tough relationship right from the get-go. And we're going to probably tell you, maybe we're not the best solution for you. So we want to see that investment mindset, that you're trying to maximize your potential from the property, and there's less emotional attachment to it. The third thing we're going to look for is the targeted solutions, or the T part of the F.I.T equation. What that means is, we're going to come up with all the solutions we can, but there's going to be challenges along the way. There's going to be tenancy issues. There's going to be maintenance stress periodically. There could be a lack of time. There could be legal exposure. There could be, a lot of different elements. We want to see that, of course, you're trying to get to solutions of wealth building, and you want to have that peace of mind that everything's okay. So we're going to work on all those things with you, but it's not going to be perfect every day or all at once. And we're going to come across different hurdles and different challenges. And guess what? We're a partner with you. We're going to work with them together. Our goal is to help you win, because when you win, we win. So those are the things we're going to look for in the portfolio that you have, and the portfolio we're going to help manage for you at Keyrenter Provo and St. George is, are you a F.I.T investor or a F.I.T landlord? We may go run a mile too or something just for fun to make sure we are F.I.T, but just kidding on that. We're not going to do that, but we do want to make sure that those three elements are covered, and that we can that we're kind of screening for those up front, so that you have a good experience, as do our team here at Keyrenter Provo St. George. So that's your tip of the day. Work on becoming a F.I.T investor if you're not, and if you have that desire, we can help you get there. But if that's just not in your cards or not on your radar, it might not be a good fit from the get-go. So we'll catch you later. Thanks for joining Keys to Rental Success at Keyrenter Provo and St. George. See ya.